Tori Petry down here at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, and I'm joined by NFL Network's Bucky Brooks. Bucky, you've been out here watching all these practices, seeing these prospects. What position groups stand out to you as some of the strongest ones here at the Senior Bowl this week?
Man, it's funny because it's a really solid group all around. I think the D-line has been outstanding. The wide receivers always stand out. But really, I mean, when you go to the defensive backs, there's just like a really balanced group of talent. But I would say probably up front, the D-line has been very impressive.
All right, D-line is a position that the Lions might have their eyes on. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you've heard. Who are some names that Lions fans should keep an eye on this week?
Well, I think the name that stands out to me would be Marlon Davidson from Auburn. He's a guy that came in with a lot of fanfare. He's kind of lived up to it. I think the thing that stands out is his energy. He's relentless off the edge. He's been terrific.
What other positions do you feel like the Lions, might be taking a look out for as they're out here coaching the Senior Bowl? Obviously, a little bit different perspective for them this year, but who might they keep an eye on?
Oh, they have to look at the defensive backs. They have to find corners. The Lions play man-to-man as much as anybody in national football, so they need people that can line up, lock up, and play man-to-man coverage. And so when you look at some of the athletes that are running around, Darnay Holmes is a guy that stands out because he can play outside, he can play inside, and with the Lions and Matt Patricia, he likes guys that have versatility. I think Darnay Holmes could be a guy that could be on their radar.
All right, when it comes to free agency and things like that, the Lions might have some holes to fill along the offensive line. We'll see what ends up happening there. Any names that stick out on the offensive line this week?
Josh Jones from University of Houston. He's a guy that stands out. He's been terrific at left tackle. I like his athleticism. I like his balance, his body control. He has been a guy that's really opened some eyes with his performance.
And the Lions are coaching this week like we talked about. How does that change a perspective for a team? What are they getting out of this that they might not if they were sitting and watching in the stands?
More access. So anytime you have an opportunity to coach the game, you have access to the players for 7 days. And so that access allows you to really know what you potentially could be bringing in. Last year we saw the Oakland Raiders take maybe 4 players from this game because they had access to them. They knew how they responded to the coaching. They knew how they interacted with their teammates. And more importantly, they knew how they learned and processed information. So for the Lions, this is a head start over what other teams will have because they'll know these 90 prospects, they'll know them better than anybody else.
Really early to say, but the Lions have the number 3 pick. What do you think they end up doing with it?
Man, this would be uncommon for them to do this, but I think they could take a corner at number 3. Jeffrey Okudah from Ohio State would be very intriguing there. To me, he's a player that kind of fits what they do. Man-to-man corner, he's tough, he's physical, high football IQ. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Darrelle Revis in terms of the way that he plays. With the Lions being a team that leans so heavy on their man-to-man coverage, I think he'd be a nice fit to put on the other side of Slay.
All right, Bucky, thank you so much for your insight. We look forward to your draft coverage all year long, and we're excited to see what else this year holds for you leading up to the draft.
Cool. Thanks so much, Tori.
That's Bucky Brooks for DetroitLions.com. I'm Tori Petry.